हेलो एंड गुड इवनिंग। मैं हूं ब्रिजेश डालमिया मास्टर स्ट्रोक से और टुडे इज सैटरडे 29th जुलाई 2023 6 p.m. and in this webinar I'm going to talk about what MFDs fear and how to overcome them. I have a slide. I will talk about 5 things MFDs fear, and then I will talk about those 5 things, how you can overcome them. And also my learning, 3 learnings in terms of being an MFD, वो भी आपसे share करूंगा. So let's start. There we are. Things MFDs fear and how to overcome them. और मैं अपने प्रोग्राम्स मोर और लेस इम्प्रॉम्प्टू बनाता हूँ, कुछ पॉइंटर्स नोट करता हूँ कभी कभी मैं, बट जनरली इम्प्रॉम्प्टू बनाता हूँ. कुछ थॉट आते हैं, 5-10 थॉट्स लिखता हूँ और उसके बेसिस पे प्रोग्राम करता हूँ. बिकॉज बहुत ज्यादा सोच के बनाऊंगा तो फिर उसमें सिंथेटिक्स आ जाते हैं, मजा नहीं आता उसमें. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. लेट मी ओपन सम पॉइंटर्स. ओके, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग MFDs fear in our business? And please keep writing in the chat box. Do you agree, disagree? How many of you fear? Write yes. If you don't fear, write no. But एक दूसरे को दिखाने के लिए नहीं, सच्चाई बयां करनी है. Okay, and we respect everybody's view. The first things MFD fear, and please write in the chat box, you agree or not, कि clients चले जाएंगे, clients direct चले जाएंगे, clients will stop working with you. एक मन में फियर आता है, सही है गलत है, बट मन में फियर आता है. जैसे जैसे सक्सेस की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं, जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, फियर और बढ़ रहा है. ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे कि क्या होगा अगर हमारे कोई टॉप क्लाइंट निकल जाए. व्हाट विल हैपन इफ टॉप 10 में से 2 क्लाइंट डायरेक्ट चले जाएं या फिर किसी और डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर के पास चले जाएं, तो हाउ विल वी सर्वाइव? डू यू हैव दिस फियर और नॉट? प्लीज राइट इन द चैट बॉक्स एंड आई विल सी इट लेटर. सो हाउ टू एड्रेस दिस? My first answer is that clients will not leave, let me tell you. और मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, आप लोग अपने चैट बॉक्स में लिखिए, क्या क्लाइंट्स सच में छोड़ के जाते हैं? Yes and no. Your answer is very very important. क्या 5% से ज्यादा क्लाइंट आपको छोड़ के गए हैं पिछले 5 सालों में, 10 सालों में, 20 सालों में? You need to answer this question yourself and you will get an answer. And I will respect that answer. In my opinion, क्लाइंट्स डोंट लीव यू. ये सिर्फ फियर होता है. अब फियर का तो कोई एंड नहीं है, शक का तो कोई आंसर नहीं है. शक तो कभी भी किसी के साथ भी कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो मुझे लगता है ये सिर्फ एक फियर है, सच्चाई नहीं है. क्लाइंट छोड़ के नहीं जाते, और अगर कुछ चले भी जाते हैं तो पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ है. सर्दी जुकाम होता रहता है, वायरल फीवर आता रहता है, जाता रहता है, रिलेशनशिप्स बनते रहते हैं, बिगड़ते रहते हैं, जिंदगी आगे चलती है. क्लाइंट्स आएंगे, क्लाइंट्स जाएंगे, बट मोस्ट ऑफ द क्लाइंट्स विल स्टे विथ यू. Let me see what you are writing in the chat box. Let me see so that I get an idea. 62 people have commented. When our service fast prompt, clients will not leave. English, please. Okay, I will do English also, Hindi, English combined together. So agree, disagree. So I like this. I like this. Very nice. Okay, so let's proceed. Stop fearing that clients will leave. I will tell you why. Because clients do not have time to think about you. You are not a very important person in your life, or I should say the most important person in your life that he keeps thinking about you, of working or leaving. You are just a part in their life. How much? 1%. 99% of the time they think about their own profession, business and family and other things. They don't think about you. They only think about you when you send them an email or a WhatsApp, or sometime when they have a problem. So they are not running after other mutual fund distributor, other companies, direct, indirect. You do not have time. Only 1-2% have this time and they will do it. Clients don't leave. I will give you an example. Today, a client called me and she said that in our office, there is a chap who keeps telling me, why you are investing with Mr. Dalmia? Why don't you go direct? You will save so much of money. And he keeps me giving this Excel data and information and he invests directly. And I said, don't talk to me on this. I don't want to get into all this. I want to focus on my work and I'm very happy with Mr. Dalmia and I'm okay whatever commissions he are making. She said this to me at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She called me. Clients don't leave if you give them good service. ये सिर्फ फियर होता है, डर होता है. जैसे जिंदगी में जब बुखार होता है तो लगता है डेंगू हो जाएगा, टाइफाइड हो जाएगा, डर होता है. 100 में 99 टाइम्स नहीं होता. So don't fear about clients will leave. They will not leave. Next, second question, second fear is that trail will come down. Do you fear this or not? And you start thinking that your commissions will go down, because if trail comes down, your income will go down. Let me ask you, your trail is up or down in the last 10 years? Let me see some answers. I want answers, yes or no. 10 years back, आपको जो trail मिलती थी और आज जो मिलती थी up and down. Everybody is writing yes except one or two. Everybody is writing up. उस समय भी डर लगता था trail बंद हो जाएगी, trail घट जाएगी, लेकिन बढ़ गया, right? Most of you are writing up, so I will take that answer as up. So trail will come down. लोग 10 साल से सोच रहे हैं लेकिन कम हुई नहीं, बढ़ती जा रही है, because आपका वॉल्यूम बढ़ रहा है. और ट्रेल बढ़ने का एक रीजन मैं आपको बताता हूं. People get more trail up the ladder by, and people who are not very high in AUM get lesser brokerage. So if your AUM is 20 crores, you are getting 0.6. When you go to 40 crores, it will become 0.65, because companies will pay you more because you are doing more business. M2M छोड़ देते हैं उमेश जी. ट्रेल की ओवरऑल बात करते हैं. आपके बुक पे और अपफ्रंट कमीशन को छोड़ देते हैं. B30, B30 सब छोड़ देते हैं. ट्रेल की बात करते हैं. In 2010, your trail was X, today it is more than that. In 2015, your trail was Y, today it is more than that. And most of you have written yes. So there is no end to fear. And in the last meeting, the regulator said that, we will give you good news. The fear of trail coming down is for the moment over. Okay, you cannot live your entire life every single day 24/7 thinking about what will happen if my trail comes down. जब होगा तब देखेंगे. यहां तक पहुंच गए, आगे भी पहुंचेंगे. आपका वॉल्यूम बढ़ाओ, सिर्फ एक ही चीज पे फोकस रखो. वॉल्यूम बढ़ाओ, वॉल्यूम बढ़ाओ, वॉल्यूम बढ़ाओ. ट्रेल 10%, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपकी ट्रेल 10% बढ़ने वाली है, बिकॉज आपका वॉल्यूम बढ़ने वाला है. आई गिव यू वेरी सिंपल आंसर. पीपल वर्क विथ नेशनल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर. सो नेशनल डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर को आपसे और हमसे ज्यादा ब्रोकरेज मिलती है कि नहीं? क्यों मिलती है? बिकॉज दे हैव मोर वॉल्यूम. So if you are at 100 crores, you are getting 0.7, you make it 200 crores, your brokerage will come down to 0.6, but your volume incentive will go up to 0.7 again. Now, don't believe me that कि ऐसा ही होगा. ऐसा होता है, घट सकती है, मगर रोज रोज चिंता करने से नहीं होगा. और सबने लोगों ने लिखा है ऊपर जाएगा, तो फिर आगे की चिंता क्यों करनी है? Let's move ahead. Third, fear of regulation and compliance. People who are 50 crores, 100 crores are now started fearing regulation and compliance because they are becoming big. Please write yes and no. People at 5, 10 crores don't fear about regulation and compliance because volume is small. But the moment you grow, you fear more about regulations simply because you think now the regulators will catch you. My answer is that ulta hota hai. You think that regulation will kill the business. Regulation will take away the trail. But I tell you, you should be happy about the regulation, and I have a reason to tell you. You are selling mutual funds because of regulation. Yes or no? Please write in the chat box. Because mutual funds are governed so tightly, investors believe in it. There is no money lost in mutual fund. No money lost in the sense that, कि भाग लेके पैसा कोई नहीं भागा. 2% कम हो गया, 5% कम हो गया, एक आध एक्सीडेंट्स हो गए, बट देयर इज नो रिस्क इन म्यूचुअल फंड की कंपनी पैसा लेके भाग जाएगी. चिट फंड नहीं है. और ये भरोसा किसने दिलाया? रेगुलेशन ने दिलाया इंडिया में इन्वेस्टर को. यू गो टू द क्लाइंट एंड टेल हिम इन्वेस्ट 1 crore in mutual funds and they give you the check. They are not giving check to you. They are giving check to the regulation of India because it is so strong that they have taken care of that investors' money will not be taken for granted. And you are fearing regulation. You are only fearing that regulation will hurt you, but regulation is actually benefiting you, because if there is no news on Economics Times headline that this mutual fund did bad, or this or investors' money was taken for a ride. Very small. The size is very small. In a 40 lakh crore industry, if some news here and there comes which is worth 50 crores or 100 crores, it is absolutely nothing. Peanuts. हर जगह होता है, गलतियां होती हैं, एक्सीडेंट्स होते हैं. रहा बात compliance का, the only answer to compliance is that do good. Every time, every single time, your advice, your suggestion, your recommendation to the client should be absolutely pure, ethical, and in the interest of the client. As far as you do that, you are safe. I will tell you, like the health insurance industry, prevention is better than cure. Don't get into anything which can hurt you. Compliance will not hurt you if there is zero complaint against you. I'm telling you. If nobody ever complains against you, no matter what you do, you are safe. Because if you do something wrong, somebody will complain. So don't do anything which will hurt you. Okay, so that is the only prevention that you have. So don't fear regulation. Regulation is actually good for you in the medium to long term. Let's look at the fourth thing. The fourth fear is always markets will fall. मुझे ऐसा लगता है दोस्तों, इन्वेस्टर से ज्यादा डर तो एमएफडीज को लगता है कि बाजार गिर जाएगा, क्या करें, प्रॉफिट बुक कर दो, कैसे समझाएं क्लाइंट को। इतने सारे क्रिएटिव्स मास्टर स्ट्रोक देता है, दूसरे लोग देते हैं, फंड मैनेजर्स कहते हैं कि मार्केट्स विल गो अप, मार्केट्स विल गो अप, यू कैन नॉट टाइम द मार्केट। बट थिंक अबाउट दिस, डोंट यू थिंक दैट कि यू शुड बुक सम प्रॉफिट्स? डोंट यू थिंक गो स्लो, मेनी ऑफ अस, बिकॉज मार्केट्स कैन फॉल? And if markets fall, your trail will come down, clients' portfolios returns will come down, and your business will go down the drain for 2 years, 3 years. Now get over this. You are born human. You will be facing some challenges. Fever आएगी, बुखार आएगा, डेंगू होगा, ठीक हो जाएंगे, थोड़ा फ्रैक्चर होगा। अभी मेरे को हेयरलाइन फ्रैक्चर हो रखा है बिकॉज आई प्ले बैडमिंटन। आई एम आउट ऑफ action for last 3 weeks and next 2 weeks also. In my foot I have a fracture. चलता रहेगा ये सब लाइफ में। डरने से क्या होगा? अभी इसके डर से खेलेंगे नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं है ना। सो आई मीन, सबको डर लगता है बाजार गिरेगा, बट गिरेगा तो गिरेगा, फिर हैंडल करेंगे, गिरने के बाद हैंडल करेंगे। रोज सुबह शाम क्यों डरना है? ओके, इन्वेस्टर्स फियर बट म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स फियर मोर. And I will answer this question, what are my learnings? If you follow that strategy, you will never worry about markets. You know, when some of my clients ask me, बाजार क्या लगता है, तो मैं उनको आंसर देता हूं, आई रिस्पेक्ट द मार्केट. बाजार जो होगा अच्छा ही होगा, ऊपर जाएगा तो भी अच्छा, गिरेगा तो भी अच्छा. मैंने फाइट करना बंद कर दिया है, मुझे डर लगना बंद हो गया है. ऊपर जाएगा तो बाजार की मेहरबानी, नीचे गिरेगा तो बाजार की मेहरबानी. देखेंगे, हैंडल करेंगे. आई विल बी प्रिपेयर्ड टू हैंडल द रिस्क rather than worry about it. And my final thing today, the fifth fear people have is competition from big players and fintechs. कि fintech company grow of the world and the Zerodhas of the world will take away your clients. Let me ask you, how many clients you have lost? You think that now after 5 years nobody will deal with you because all these business will go to competition. Have you looked into the data? How many clients go direct? How many clients invest through fintech? Existing client, bigger clients. Fintechs and big players are expanding the market, which is actually good for you. Over a period of time, a client who does SIP on fintech platforms, many of them will come to you because once they get 10, 20, 50 lakh rupees of AUM, they want a human connection to address their portfolio. Even if that doesn't happen, fintechs will increase the market. They will not, hurt your business if you are good. And competition is good. If there is no competition, there is no awareness. So more awareness, more fintech partners, more mutual funds here, more advertisement, more people, investors conferences, so people will be aware. Sometime these big players will educate the client and they will come to you to invest. And again, friends, you're born human. Competition is part of life, right? Right from day one, you are competing to survive in this world, to stay alive, to breathe. Why do you fear about competition? You have to be good. You should be so good that these players should fear that how they will take business away from you. I will give you a final thought on this. You have so many mutual fund distributors in your city. You keep meeting their clients. Are you able to snatch their clients? Are they investing with you? The answer is no. If you meet 20 people who are investing with other mutual fund distributor, one of them you are able to convert. 19 say I will work with my existing person, right? So इतना आसान नहीं होता. जिसके साथ जो लोग काम कर रहे हैं वो उनके साथ काम करते रहते हैं. These are my 5 bets and I will give you some more ideas as a top up to today's program about my learnings. My final thing is that self-doubt is worse than outside forces. And please write in the chat box, did you like this program? It helps me, encourages me to keep doing such programs. Self-doubt is worse than outside forces. ये पांचों forces outside forces थे. आपका self-doubt उससे बड़ा है. अगर आप doubt नहीं करेंगे ना, तो fear नहीं आएगा. Self-doubt से निकलना है. If there are no challenges, there will be no growth. So अच्छा है ना, लाइफ में चैलेंज है. रोज सुबह उठ के एक क्लाइंट का फोन आता है, प्लीज रिडीम. एक वन ऑफ द क्लाइंट सेज इन परफॉर्मेंस इज नॉट गुड, प्लीज स्विच. एंड यू हैव टू एड्रेस, यू हैव टू आंसर दोस क्वेश्चंस. एंड देन सडनली द वॉल इज लीकिंग, एंड सडनली देयर इज रेन, एंड सडनली a staff leaves. All these are challenges in life, and you have to address those challenges. Imagine, my dear friends, you have to live for 500 years and there are no challenges in life. What will make you get up in the morning from your bed? Nothing. It is because of challenges you get up, because you like challenges. So stay with the challenges. That will help you. 3 things quickly, what I have learned. First thing which I have learned, and you should apply: diversify clients' investment. Never invest in one asset class. Okay. Recently, I met one of the MFDs and he said, I don't like debt, so I don't sell debt. I only sell equities. I don't like it. It is not your money. It is client's money. You cannot invest 100% of the client's money on your gut feeling that equity markets will go up. What if 2008 happens and that client wanted money and you are unable to give him? Even if there is 2 cases which are hurt because of your strategy, you are not doing well. You have to take care of all your clients at all points of time to address their needs. You should have exposure in sovereign gold bond. You should have exposure in PPF. You should have exposure in debt funds. You should have exposure in equity mutual funds. You should not sell one asset class to the client. Diversify. It will help you save the client. It will help you save yourself. Second thing I have learned, and all of you know, there's nothing better than SIP. Keep selling SIP. It is the world's best process of investment. So if you keep selling SIP, nothing will hurt you. And the third thing I have learned in my life, and I will show you 5 slides of White Oak and Funds India. Courtesy White Oak and Funds India. I will show you cyclical investing, and cycles are very, very important. Even, Morgan Housel of the world writes about these things, that cycles are very, very important. And if one thing is static, it is cycles. If there's one thing which changes, it is existing schemes goes bad and bad schemes become good. And if you learn this strategy, you can become a better advisor. I will show you some slides. You know all these things, but I will still take some time to show you. In 2003, debt was number 1. So in last 10 years, debt was number 1 2 times. In last 10 years, gold was number 1 asset performer in 5 times. And you don't sell gold. You don't like gold. I have nothing to say if you don't like gold, but you see, 5 out of 10 years, in the last 10 years, gold has given the best returns and you don't sell gold. You are doing injustice to the client. Okay, because it has to be diversified. Real estate, 2 times, of course, real estate is not doing well, so I will skip that. Sensex, 3 times Sensex was number 1 in the last 10 years, and the rest 7 of the time Sensex was not there in the last top 10, and still you believe in Sensex. I also believe, but diversify your investments. Number 2, this is courtesy Funds India. Again, this is calendar year wise, and they talk about Indian equity and US equity and debt. Again, if you see from last 13-14 years, gold is number 1 5 times. Indian equity is number 1 only 3 times. International equity is good 5 times. International equity has given you better returns, where it is actually US equity. I will show you a better slide of that. But before that, again, Funds India, from 2006 to 2023, and I read their 100 pages report. And thank you so much, Funds India, for bringing these reports to the investing public. And this is in public domain. So if you see, all asset classes change, cycles change. So clients says that, this is not doing well, sell. This is not doing well, sell. But if you hold, for example, if realty was bad here, realty was number 2 here. Let's say, pick up anything. Telecom was the worst, and then it becomes the top 3. Let's talk about metal. Metal was bad here, and then the 3rd year they are number 1, and again number 1. So nothing which you feel is good will remain good forever. FMCG was number 1, and then it went down, and then it went up. And from where it again goes down, goes down, goes down. So you see anything, performance rotates. And this is one of the classic slides which I learned from Funds India. From 2010, they did a research till 2023. Mid caps have never delivered the worst return in the Indian markets. It is always the small cap and the large cap. But mid caps are there in the top performing also 4 out of 10 years. I'm not suggesting that you should sell mid cap, but I'm saying these are good data points for you that if a small cap is not doing well for 2 years, maybe it is a good time to invest, because history says that small cap bad, then it is good. It is bad, then it is 2 times good. So you need to learn these cycles. You have to have the courage that you should go for contra calls. I was reading SDFC. I was actually listening to SDFC's last Chirag's con call, and he was saying cycle investing, contra investing, start contra investing in your life. So large cap was up by 5 times, number one, but 6 times they were worst performers. So you need to know this. And finally, USA, if you see this chart, you are believer in India. And Shankar Sharma says that we believe in India simply because we live in India, but returns are elsewhere also. So and in last 10 years, USA, 7 out of last 12 years, American equities have given better returns. I'm not saying diversify 50%, but start diversifying something through Indian mutual funds to the US market. India story. Where is India story? 3 years out of 10 years, 11 years, it is number one. I believe in India story, but you have a responsibility towards your client to, to distribute diversify assets where the returns are. And India equity were number one for 3 years when they are worst performer for 4 years. So I'm giving you data points. I'm not being judgmental, which is right and which is wrong. You don't invest in China. China is number one out of last 10 years. They're not doing worse than India in terms of last 3 years. Of course, China is negative also last 2 years. Maybe this is a signal for you that maybe next year or next to next year, you will see China maybe here and there, right? So, and finally, white talk slides. Again, the same kind of thing. In 2012, private banks were number one, and then it became number 6 and 7, and then it became number 2. Then you see this always, there's no single color which is on the top. So you need to learn as a mutual fund distributor that cycle rotates, performance rotates. You do not worry about it. Show these slides to the clients and they will understand. And let us pick up here. PSU Bank, we are worst 2 years, and this year PSU last year was number one. You pick up anything, pharma is number one, and probably pharma today in calendar year also pharma is started doing very, very well. You take IT services, it was bad, and here it was bad, and it is number one. Then again here it was bad, here again number one. Last year, if there is any indication IT was bad, nobody is investing in IT. Maybe it's time, food for thought for you to start thinking about IT. Again, value investing. 6 out of 12, 13 years, value was number one, but alpha investing was also number one for 5 years. So low volatility is once there was number one in 2008, but rest of the time they're in the middle. So nothing is permanent, cycle is permanent. So you should start advising your clients accordingly. Thank you so very much.